Hi. Hi, welcome to Bardic Heaven. How can I help you? Oh, yes. Okay, you are the customer who called me earlier this month looking to source a few rarities, right? Yes, yes. Okay, let me just double check if I recall correctly. You are quite the treasure hunter. Can I get your name again? Great. Okay. Yes. I am actually so excited that you're here. I have successfully managed to source every item that you were looking for. Yeah, all 12. Yes. Yeah. It's very exciting. It was a lot of fun for me, I will say. But I'm super excited that you're here, that I have you here, because I am very excited to tell you that I have, at least as far as I can tell based on the list you've given me, everything that you were looking for, we do have in store today. Yeah, they're all on hold for you. You are not locked in to buy any of them. You are not required. I don't have you under contract, but they are all on hold for you. So I am going to go ahead and ring you up, unless there are any changes you want to make to the order. In which case you can just tell me what you're looking to leave out, or if you want to browse the store, you're also welcome to add things. But in any case, I have these items that you looked for, and I'm very excited to just make sure that they're all correct according to my list. If you want to stick around at the counter and go through them with me, make sure that the conditions are good, make sure that the pressings are the correct ones, all of that good stuff, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, you are free to browse the store, dig through some crates, get some iced coffee, hot chocolate, flavored water is all in the back. So you're welcome to just get cozy and browse the store if you'd rather, while I do this. But if you want to hang out and just make sure that everything looks okay, you're more than welcome to. Yeah? Okay, great, great. Yeah, so like I said, we've got all 12 items that you were looking for. And I am going to take a look at my list and just make sure that everything is lining up, show you the pressings as we go through them, and then you can tell me if they are working for you. If you want to take a closer look at them, each one in particular, if you want to get a feel for the condition of the record, these are all used, or pre-owned, I should say. So nothing is sealed, nothing is new. But uh, you know the connections that I have, the people that I work with, we all make sure to take very good care of our records. So there shouldn't be anything in here that is too poor condition. But obviously that's up to you and the standards that you keep for your collection. So mhm. Yeah, let's go through it then. The first one that I have for you is Hot Pink by Doja Cat. Obviously, a really outstanding album. And you specifically were looking for the white pressing of this, which I believe was an Urban Outfitters exclusive. Yeah. Yeah, most people that come into the store and they're looking for this album, they're looking for the pink pressings, which I can understand. The album's called Hot Pink after all. Mhm. Yeah, see, I figured we already had similar music tastes, but you're like me, and I thought you might be when you specified about the white. Um, you like the accent colors, the diamonds on her earrings, her teeth, the whites of her eyes, the text on the album cover. hmm The pink would blend. Yeah, right. Uh-huh. Okay. So, this is the correct pressing that you were looking for, right? The white? Great. Fantastic. Okay. I am going to just log that really quickly. Doja Cat, Urban Outfitters, exclusive pink pressing. Hot pink. Great. Fantastic. All right, that's already one out of the way. Good. The next one was fun. So the next one that you were looking for, according to my records, was this 10-inch record, Conan Gray, Sunset Season. But specifically, it seems you were looking for the original blue pressing, correct? Yeah. Yeah, Republic Records and Conan Gray have repressed this one a couple of times now, I think. There was an Urban Outfitters, I think, as well. There's a new web store version of this album that's like a sea glass, teal, marble sort of deal. But none, to me, I think, have looked as good as just this plain, like, translucent blue. Mm-hmm. So this is actually a lot harder to find nowadays than you would think. Conan Gray is, a little more popular than he used to be. I don't think that these were pressed in super, super high quantities. And because it was, back when he was first getting started, Sunset Season, original blue, translucent, transparent. Yeah, sorry, when back when he was first getting started. So, I don't think that he was as big as he is now, and thus these records are not quite as easy. And just to confirm, you do still want that one? Okay, great. Okay, perfect. Next record. Let's get into this. This is a really fun one. This is Anus by Alaska of RuPaul's Drag Race fame. Although I would say that's not her biggest claim to fame anymore. Yeah, here, take a look. I've inspected all these before. I don't see any scratches, anything along those lines. All of these should play immaculately. Yeah, we actually have a player in the back. I don't play them ahead of time because I know some collectors prefer, as new as possible unplayed records. So as much as I would love to test them out, I've actually had people complain about that in the past. But we do have a player in the back that is free to use if you would like to test any of these before you confirm purchase, before you actually pay. And yes, this black pressing is the only pressing that they did of this album. Yeah, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised when I saw this on your list. Yeah, this was a really, really, really fun one to look for. Very weirdly difficult to source, but it's kind of niche. Yeah, it's a weirdly niche one, but in a fun way, in a really, really exciting way. So I had a blast looking for that one. Alaska Thunder. Anus. What an album title, am I right? Original black pressing. Great. Okay, next album. Quite an eclectic music taste you've got. This is Orville Peck. Pony, his debut album. And this, you were very, very particular about the pressing of this one. This was super limited. I forget the name of this. It was something like the Loser Edition or something along those lines. And it's this really beautiful, like orange sort of tie-dye, which actually matches the boots on the back quite nicely. Mm-hmm. It's almost orange leathery. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one was quite limited. I actually, it took me a minute. This was one of the ones that I had the most trouble finding. It's one of the last ones that I sourced for you. But I was really excited, Back Pony, when I was able to find it. Loser edition. And if I remember correctly, this one was, let's see. It was the loser edition, limited to 900 copies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this one's gonna be a little more on the pricey side, but you seem to already know what you want, so I don't get the impression that cost is an issue for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we're still a yes on this one. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Okay. Next album we have is another 10-inch record, which is really fun. This is Tierra Whack World. This is on a clear, I believe. Also from Urban Outfitters. This is, I'll be real, I was so excited to see this on your want list because this is probably one of my favorite rap albums, projects. It's not really an album, it's only 15 minutes, but it's 15 songs. So I don't know how I would classify it, but it's a project. Probably one of my favorite like rap projects of all time. It is. I don't need to tell you, you're the one who's buying it. It's so outstanding though. Yeah, there's a little bit of scuffing on the cover here. If you want to take a look, I think that's ringware from the previous owner. But no issues with the actual record itself. So shouldn't be a problem as far as playing goes. Yeah. Okay. So we're still in for Tierra Whack World. Yeah. Do you have a favorite on this album? I love Black Nails. I love Cable Guy. Silly Sam, Hungry Hippo, Ways is really good, but it's all basically one song, right? So 10-inch clear Urban Outfitters. Okay. And we are still interested in Tierra Whack World. Great. Yeah. We are, what is it, 5 for 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's another great one. Control by SZA. This is a classic. Now you were very specific about the pressing that you wanted for this one as well, which was the crystal clear pressing. I think from an aesthetic point of view, you and I have very similar tastes, not just in music, but from an actual like packaging perspective. It's quite a busy cover, and the clear complements it nicely. I know there was a green. Obviously, she's in nature, but I don't know. There's something about the clear that feels right to me about this album. So let's mark that up. We've got SZA, Control. This was Newbury Comics, I believe, right? Newbury Comics, crystal clear. And it was something like 500 copies or 1,000 copies. Let's see if I can find that information. Mm-hmm. 1,000. Newbury Comics, crystal clear, 1,000 copies. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I actually didn't have a lot of trouble sourcing this one. Weirdly enough, a good friend of mine who owns a record store a little ways out actually had a couple copies of this. And so he was able to get me one, no problem. And we're still in for SZA. Great. Okay, I will click that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we are halfway through already. Next album. This you are someone after my own heart with this one. I was tempted to keep this one for myself and pretend I never found it. This is Paramore, their self-titled album, specifically the deluxe edition box set that comes with the additional 2 bonus tracks on this little crystal clear 45. Mm-hmm. Yes, so this has got 2 LPs, both black. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe until the 10-year anniversary, the only colored pressing of this album was the blue Hot Topic exclusive. But what I love about this deluxe edition is that I think this is the only one that comes with the gatefold. And we do have the CD as well that does come with. So this is a complete collection, complete edition of this box set. Includes the certificate of authenticity as well, which this is number 6,814. I know that this was supposed to be limited to 7,000, but I believe that there were certificates that numbered some copies as above 7,000. So we don't actually know how many of these were pressed, but the number advertised was 7,000. Comes with this poster as well. 2-sided, although we don't talk about Jeremy Davis anymore. And then, of course, the insert with lyrics and credits. Yeah, complete edition. I actually love, this is the new cover. This is the one that's on like streaming platforms and stuff now. And the one that they did the 10-year anniversary on, which I do really love that cover, but there's something about the original cover that I also find so compelling. So we've got, this is in great condition. There is a slight dent on the cover of the box itself. But nothing too crazy. And then, like I said, we've got the 2 bonus deluxe tracks. Side 1 has Escape Route and side 2 has Native Tongue. So Escape Route is probably the reason I was most jealous of wanting to keep this for myself. That's one of my favorite Paramore songs of all time. Yeah, as soon as I saw this was on your wish list, I started looking because I was really excited about the idea of finding it. And then I got my hands on it and I went, wow, what if I just pretended I never found it and kept it for myself? But I could not do that in good conscience, especially to such a wonderful customer, somebody who is hunting to this degree. It just felt felt a little sleazy. Yeah. So as much as I want you to say no, I'm going to assume that you're still in for Paramore. Yeah, okay. Paramore, self-titled. And that is the deluxe edition box set, limited edition, 7,000. And that is, I believe that was exclusive to their web store. Great, okay, fantastic. All right, next album. This is really fun. You were looking for the Hairspray soundtrack. You know, shockingly hard to find. Like really weirdly difficult. Very, very rare. Like really hard, which I don't think it was limited edition when it was pressed. But I guess the movie and the soundtrack came out in 2010, so I don't know. I guess they probably just pressed a few of these. I know that 2010 was not exactly seeing the surge of record collectors and interest in vinyl as a musical platform the way it is now. So just on standard black, that's the only one they've ever pressed it on. But I don't need to tell you that. I think that you know that this is just a matter of the soundtrack itself is quite rare to own on physical record. CD, probably not as hard, but you want it on the record. Mm-hmm. It's got this amazing holographic cover. So, Hairspray. Let's see, soundtrack to the motion picture, various artists. And is this one that you still want? Good. All right, we are on track. We are doing well. This next one is a big boy. This is Nurture by Porter Robinson. This is a thick box set. Actually, I think I need to set it down over here to open it because it's so big. This comes in this beautiful fabric coated. Yeah, here, you want to feel? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got this amazing cover, amazing box, really nice display box. Really, really nice photo too on the front. And this comes with a whole heap of goodies. So we've got 2 LPs on pure white of the actual album, Nurture, which you know is Porter Robinson's sophomore album. And then we've got this jacket, the gatefold. And this is a really nice cover. I believe this cover was exclusive to the box set. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And this is, I mean, take a look. This is in perfect condition. Yeah, there's not a scratch or a bump or a mark on it. This also comes with this is another complete box set. So everything that it originally came with is in the box. This also came with a really beautiful photo book. Ooh, that's nothing. That's also nothing. And this is, I believe this is like a process book. There's tons of photos and visuals that lend themselves to the album. It's got this really nice embossed cover. Really, really nice little piece of additional supplementary content. And then we also have, you'll have to forgive me, 6 45s, 6 little 7 inches. I've actually packaged them outside of the jackets here. So we've got, they're all on black. However, they all came with exclusive, all of these covers. The original 45s that were released for these singles were all black covers. So all of the jackets for these singles are exclusive on this white print, as opposed to the black, although the actual record, the actual 7-inch record, is the same as the singles that were released. Yeah, it's really, really nice. It's a nice all-encompassing package of the whole album, the whole release cycle. And we've got 45s for Get Your Wish, for Something Comforting, for Mirror, for Look at the Sky, for Musician, And finally, for the song Unfold, featuring totally enormous extinct dinosaurs. That one is one of my favorite songs on the album. Gonna put this back carefully. Don't want to damage anything. And how are we feeling about Porter Robinson Nurture? Are we still on board? I thought so. Yeah, it's a big package. It's definitely going to be a little pricier. But I would say it's entirely worth it. Much like Paramore, if you said no to this, I'd probably just keep it for myself. Okay, just keep in mind this is very heavy. So when you carry this big lot of records out at the store, just know that you're going to be carrying a big weight. We're going to say Nurture by Porter Robinson. Limited edition web store. Deluxe box set. Includes all content, including ×6 7-inch singles. Great. We've only got a couple more, so we are making out really well. All right, this is another really fun one. So I'm a big fan of this artist. This is Fruit by Marina, specifically the collector's box set of 45s. This is another set of 6 45 records, 7-inch records. Specifically, it is the whole album, all 12 songs of the album, divided across 6 different records. Again, this is all information I know I don't need to tell you. You're the one who ordered these. But this is such a cool little collection. Not nearly as listenable as like just a record of the album. It's a little more difficult, but as a collector's piece, really, really fun. So you know each one of these. They didn't come in inner sleeves, but I have put them on in inner sleeves. They come on the corresponding color of the jacket. And this is almost entirely complete. It is not a signed copy, which I know you said it could be signed or unsigned. I know some of these were randomly signed when she sold them, but I couldn't get my hands on a signed copy. However, this is almost entirely preserved except for the grape sticker on the Fruit and Happy 7-inch has already been scratched and sniffed. So as long as you're okay with that, everything else is totally preserved, great condition, and the box itself is also in absolutely wonderful condition. We're still interested? Good. Good. That's a really, really fun Fruit Marina 7-inch single collection. It's a really, really fun piece. Like I said, not quite as practical from just like a listening standpoint, but all 12 of the songs on that album are great. So whichever disc you put on, you're in for a treat. Box set. Okay. The next one we have is Sanctuary Volume 1 by Ali and AJ. It's funny because it's an unreleased album, and it's also not because this exists. So this is on the purple splatter on clear pressing, which is the only pressing that they've ever done of this. This was obviously a part of their Sanctuary Club, the first release as part of their Sanctuary Club. This is a great album. I actually have listened to this in its entirety. I can tell you that it is a really, really wonderful body of work. A little bit different for Ali and AJ, but really, really good. Really good. Yeah, if anything, I would suggest you go take a listen to this one, unless you've already found it online. If you found like a copy of the recordings online. But if you haven't listened to this, I would suggest you take this to the back and take a listen on our player before you make any decisions, because obviously, unless you're a super fan who just wants to own it because you want to own it, this is something that you probably are the least likely to have heard before purchasing. Yeah, no, I don't mind at all. We can like ring everything up and then hold on payment until you're done listening. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, you can feel free to take that back. We've got two records left after this one. So if you want, we can just make sure that those are good, and then you can take this back there, and then we can just chill until you're done, and then you can make a decision from there whether or not you want to include this in your purchase or not. Perfect. I have a feeling you will. I do think that you will, but it can't hurt to be sure. Okay. This is a very, very fun piece that you've asked me to source. So this is not an official pressing. You know that. I know that. That's okay. What this is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. The full, complete soundtrack in this beautiful box set, which includes 3 records. So let's see. The first piece of music comes in this beautiful green and white swirl. The second set of music comes on this beautiful blue and white swirl. And finally, the third piece of music comes in. Yeah, you guessed it. Red and white swirl. This is such a cool little collector's piece. Little, I say little, it's huge. And I don't know if you knew this, but it does come with a map of the Great Sea on the back that is full of actual liquid that moves around in the plastic. Yeah, great measure has been taken to ensure that this is very, very sealed. So I wouldn't worry too much about having this on your shelf with the rest of your records. This is a very, very well crafted box, piece of packaging. But, you know, if you're really, really that worried, there are sleeves that you can buy that fit box sets, slip cases, and as well as that, you can always just keep this separated from the rest of your records. It does make for a wonderful art piece. This would look great just up on a shelf. I'm going to go ahead and guess that you do still want this. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's a very intense piece for the collection. And that, I'm just going to assume that that's Koji Kondo, but I'm just going to make double, triple sure. Yes, Koji Kondo, let's see, Kenta Nagata, Hajime Wakai, and Toru Minegishi. But primarily Koji Kondo, I think. The grandmaster of all Zelda music. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, complete soundtrack, box set, slip liquid-filled map. Great. Okay. We have one record left, and this is the one I'm the most excited to show you about because it was easily the most difficult to track down. I'm a little bit in awe that I was able to find this. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that you're still interested. And I think you know what it is. This is Reputation by Taylor Swift, the FYE orange pressing. Yeah. Take a look. It is an original pressing, obviously. This has never been repressed. We don't know how many copies of this were pressed exactly, but most people seem to think it's around 3,000, which is funny because, you know, there are records in this set that you've asked me to find that are less than that. But Taylor Swift is obviously such a big powerhouse that it's really, really hard to find people who are willing to give up and sell these historic pieces of physical music. Yeah, you are still interested. Good. Okay, yeah. If you want to take a look at the condition, especially, like, this one is obviously a huge deal. Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised. Reputation, Taylor Swift, orange, FYE exclusive. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I think a lot of people who have their hands on these really rare and exclusive Taylor pressings, especially, are just extra careful about them. So the condition and the quality tend to be really, really good. Yeah. Yes. Okay, great. I'm so glad to hear that. That is a relief. Not that I think I would have a hard time selling it in this store anyway, but I found it for you. I want it to go to you, you know? Okay, that's great. All right, I think that that's all 12 items. We've confirmed 11 of them. You're gonna take the Ali and AJ record to the back and to give it a listen, but I just want to confirm with you one more time. So all of those are specifically and precisely what you were looking for, right? All the pressings looked okay. The conditions were okay. Great. No, that makes me so happy. Look, I love being able to help people and collectors find what they're looking for, expand their collection, build out their collections. Like I said, you're a bit of a treasure hunter, but I get it because I am too. I wouldn't have this store if I wasn't. And this was a real blast for me. It's a lot of fun getting to look for these rarities. You know, I love being able to just get people what they want if they're just looking for something simple or something common. But this kind of thing is really like when I get really excited. So, yes. Okay, great. So I will leave you to it then. Like I said, there's iced coffee, there is infused water, there is hot chocolate, basically a whole plethora of drinks in the back for you to enjoy. They're completely complimentary. Feel free to help yourself and take a listen to this Ali and AJ record. Take your time with it. We're in no rush. I will be here. And then when you're done, you can make a decision whether or not you want it to be part of your purchase. Feel free to dig around in the crates a little bit more, peruse the store. If there's anything else that you want to add on, we can easily do that. So I won't lock you into any purchase yet. Take a look, take a listen, and get a feel for this last record, and then come back and see me whenever you're ready. Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to like do this. This is a lot of fun, and quite frankly, I'm hoping that this is not a one-time purchase. That you come back as a repeat customer, so that I can do a little more digging, a little more hunting for you. Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, enjoy.